Hello everyone, my name is Nathaniel Freeman and this is Freeman's Money, and today we're going to be talking about why the majority of people either don't make money in the stock market or lose money. And the first thing I want to start off with is something that nobody really seems to understand or know about, but when you're playing in the stock market, you need to understand that it is a zero-sum game. What I mean by that is if you're making money, you're taking that money from somebody else. Now, a lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people don't understand what that means. That means that when you're playing in the stock market, if you're planning on buying low and selling high, that means you're predicting somebody else is willing to buy high and then the company might go down or they'll buy at the top. That person's referred to as a greater fool. But the point of the stock market is that you're buying in, you're trying to get somebody else to buy higher than you, or you're buying because you think the market's going to go up, but that means other people are buying those things at a higher price. So it's a zero-sum game. If you lose money, somebody else made your money. If you get money, you got it from somebody else. Now, people are constantly flowing money into the market and they're constantly taking money out of the market. So that's something to consider as well, that there's always new money flowing in and always old money flowing out. But just as a concept, it is a zero-sum game, and I really want you guys to understand that. The second reason why most people don't make money is because they play into the fads. The fad of GameStop, the fad of the tech bubble, real estate boom, whatever you want to call it. Every day there's a fad. I don't care which day of the year it is, there's always some hot new stock pick and blah blah blah. If you buy into those and you keep buying into those, you might make a little bit of money, but in time you will lose because you never know when the top of that hill is going to hit and you're just going to be part of the downslope. So, falling into those little booms, the hot stock tips, that's a good way to lose money too. Now, another way people lose a lot of money is that they pick companies that they haven't researched. They haven't done the homework for them. And this is why they're losing money, because they haven't looked at what the company's fundamentals are. How's the company's history? How's their bank books look? Like, they haven't looked at their assets or liabilities. What they've looked at is the name of the company. They see that it's going up, and maybe they look at the stats down below a little bit. Sometimes they look at the dividend payout. So that's another way. Another way is a lot of people just focus on the dividend payout. They see something at 20% and they're like, holy cow, 20%. If I put in $400, I'm going to be making $80 a year. That's not bad. But they haven't noticed is the company's dividend used to be 3%, but then it lost over 50% of its value overnight. So that's another thing to look for. Another way is people try to beat the market. They think they're going to beat those big Wall Street investors that make millions of dollars a year. And like I said, it's a zero-sum game. So you've got to outsmart those people that are making $2 million that always just every day they're looking at the sheets, looking at the data, seeing which way which is going, which way that's going. If you're going to beat these guys, you got to be really dedicated. You got to be really committed. And I'm not saying you're not like that, and I'm not saying you can't beat them. But if you're going to try to play that game with them, you got to be ready to take some losses, because those guys, hey, I don't want to play against those fish. I'm good with just picking my big blue chip stocks, raking in my dividends, investing in index funds. Hey, that's how I'm going to make my money in the market. Another way people try to make money, or people lose money a lot of time, is they try to make money quickly. They talk about the fast way to become millionaires overnight. They pick the penny stocks it's going to triple and go to 80, and like that's kind of like following the hot stock tips, but it's different because they think they've got a strategy, they know what they're doing, they're gonna make these millions of dollars overnight, and usually it doesn't happen. Usually they lose a lot of money, and one of the biggest problems with losing money in the stock market, especially if you're an early on investor like you just started it, is that if you lose money, you think you're always going to lose money. You don't learn anything, you don't develop your strategies and go back at it. So a lot of people invest money in the stock market. They take these silly little strategies, or they buy the hot stocks, then they lose money and they decide the whole game is rigged. Listen to me, people. The game is not rigged. The game is actually for you. People will tell you how to make money easily and passively, but it will be slow. It will be boring. It will take time. And these things, it's not fun just sitting on the sidelines while everybody's making tons of dollars. Like with GameStop, people will turn into millionaires overnight. But am I sweating? I'm just happy for them, and I'm gonna keep investing in my easier stuff. Now I got a bonus back in December, so I looked around and I bought one of the more risky stocks, something that was more of a gamble. That wasn't part of my investment funds. It was just kind of like, hey, let's see how this works. And I bought a BlackBerry, and BlackBerry did make me a bit of money. I'm not gonna lie about that, but it's not something I would usually do. It's not part of my investment funds. It was extra money that came in, so I decided, hey, I'll take a risk at that. BlackBerry got caught up in the whole short selling thing, and I didn't really like that it was caught up in the news in that way. Because when it's caught up in the news, when it's like the hot stock, when all this drama is happening around it, it's not about what the company does anymore. It's about what individuals are doing, buying and selling the companies. And I might know how companies function, but I don't know how individuals are going to interpret that on a regular basis. So I'm just going to say, hey, I'll take my winnings. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. I'll move into something that I understand. But when it's that back and forth, short selling and whatnot, I know what short selling is. I get it. I see what's happening, but I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow with that. So I sold, bought into something else. Now that's one of the other things you got to understand about losing money in the stock market is that it will happen. You will lose money at some point. You are not some millionaire, ultra genius investor, and even those who are, they still lose money. You'll lose money at some point. It's going to happen. But the trick is to learn from when you lost money. Think of it as you're paying for an education. So you learn from it, you apply that to the next set of stocks you buy. Or you look over your current stocks and you say, okay, maybe this one's in that same predicament, so it could be going down the next few months. Let me pull that money and put it into something more stable. But that's another way to lose tons of money, is not learning from your mistakes. When you lose money, just being like, oh, I lost money. Whatever. Or like, I lost money. This is a big game. Wall Street's betting against me. And don't get me wrong, Wall Street is betting against you. There's no question there. They're betting against each other. They're betting against you. They're betting against everybody else that's not on their team. And even some people that are on their team, because they're trying to make money. It's a zero-sum game. If you're going to win something, you got to take it from somebody else. So, understanding that the game's not rigged, people are playing against you. But if you want to take the easy approach, you're guaranteed the way people make millions of dollars, the boring way that's going to make you fall asleep, it's buying index funds. Everyone knows the secret. Everyone understands that, hey, buying an index fund, it's a safe, reasonable way to make money over time. But people want to make money fast. They want to be part of the hot stocks. They want to do everything we've talked about in this list. And that's why they lose money. But hey, that's the video for today. If you like the video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys here next time.